everyone and welcome to Movie Review UK and my review of Avengers Infinity War. This is going to be a spoiler review, so if you don't like spoilers, look away now. So, I have gone into detail in my non-spoiler review about why I like the film, so I'm going to go into more specifics in this video. So, the film opens up with Thanos and the Black Order decimating the Asgardians, and this, I think, is such a great intro to the film, because it starts... Oh, that's preview flavour. It just starts straight away, and it's big straight away, and it's huge straight away, and we get these massive fights straight away. So Thor is having a go at him, Hulk is having a go at him, there's major character deaths, and this is all in the first scene. It's really atmospheric as well, and it's just great seeing Thanos in action. He's a villain who was originally teased in 2012's The Avengers, and so there's been 6 years of build up from that perspective, but also 4 years worth of film prior to that. Is that a lie? No, that's not a lie. Yeah, Iron Man was 2008. So there was a huge amount of build-up to this film and anticipation. I think that they did such a good job with Thanos. I wouldn't say they humanified him in places, because he is obviously tyrannical and evil to the point that in the end of the film he clicks his fingers and gets rid of half of the population of the world. So I think it's unfair to say that they humanified him, but they show sort of some of his weakness, and they show a lot of emotion from him. And he doesn't come across as this massive psychopath, even though he's doing psychotic things. He just comes across as evil and like he's doing something for this great purpose. And he looks great as well. I think the CGI for the most part is really good. There's a few very small pieces that didn't quite work for me, but it certainly didn't ruin the film. So next up, the intergalactic nature of the film. I sort of didn't expect so much of it to take place in different locations. I thought there was going to be a little bit more on Earth, and I think it's great that there wasn't. It made it feel organic. You know, yeah, there is only a couple of stones on Earth, and that totally works and it totally makes sense. And yeah, just the plot from then on, sending the Black Order to Earth to get a couple of stones whilst Thanos goes off and gets some more. From a story perspective, it saves the big build-up of Thanos coming to Earth to the end, but also it totally makes sense that he goes off to these different planets. And also it's not like he doesn't battle the Avengers out there, because you've got these sub-teams in different locations that come together and go to different areas, and that's just so great. It just feels like such a great comic book crossover. And let's talk about these little subgroups. I think my favourite was probably the Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Iron Man trio, who later join up with the Guardians of the Galaxy as well. I think the film is at its best when combining the powers of those ones, especially with Doctor Strange's portals. So you've got them all jumping through, and particularly the scene when they're trying to get Thanos' gauntlet off. That might even be my favourite scene in the film, although there's a couple of other scenes that I reacted very heavily to as well. But I think it was at its strongest when combining the powers of the heroes, and I think it was that element of it was at its strongest in that scene. Also the assault on Wakanda scene was insane. I nearly started crying when Thor came back to Earth. Not even from emotion, or, well, it is an emotion, but not from sadness or happiness or that kind of thing. It was just so good. It was so good that I practically had tears in my eyes. Thor's weapon, incredible, and you've got these great cameos like Peter Dinklage popping up. It's just amazing. And these great character moments like Groot helping to create the weapon, all that kind of thing. Just amazing. And like I said earlier, the character dynamics, so things like Rocket and Thor's relationship, Doctor Strange and Iron Man, all these just amazing relationships that they've built up. We know these characters inside out, and now we're seeing them mingle for the first time. It's amazing. So, love the design of everything as well, from the Black Order to Thanos to the spaceships to everything like that. The Gauntlet, it has to be praised. It looks so powerful, it feels so powerful. It's such a focal point for the plot of the film. I think the audio design for like putting the gems in and seeing how he operated it as well, like operating the individual stones. I think I also, weirdly, I sort of love rainbow colours, so I love seeing rainbow colours together. So seeing him use each individual stone just made me so happy, and it looks so cool as well. There were these huge shocks like Gamora'S Death. I thought was insane. That was probably the biggest one for me. because I do think that the people who died sort of conventionally, I think they probably will stay dead. So I think Gamora probably will stay dead. But I think the people who disintegrate from the click of the fingers at the end of the film, I think they're probably fine. I think they're all going to come back. And I have to say, I think Vision will probably come back as well. I suspect that Shuri has done enough to take the essence of Vision out of the Mind Stone and can hopefully re-download him. Because his body survived, and of course let's not forget that the Wakandans are the experts of vibranium, and Vision is made out of vibranium. I don't know what else to say. It's just such an incredible film. I was so happy with it. I think that the last key thing to discuss is that I think it's incredible how they put so much in. It was 2.5 hours long, so this is a long film. They packed so much into it. It didn't feel boring, and I don't actually think it even felt quite its length in the end. It certainly felt like a long film, but not quite 2.5 hours, I wouldn't say, because I had so much fun. And so they put so much into it, but yet they held quite a lot back. I mean, first of all, the heroes didn't even all come together. Spider-Man has only mingled with a few of the Avengers for a start, even same with Doctor Strange, so we didn't see the culmination of everyone. We also didn't even have the full roster there, so Ant-Man and Hawkeye weren't even there, Wasp, and then even newer heroes like Captain Marvel, who's going to be brought into the fold. So I think that, and also we didn't even have, we had a taste of some of the Avengers versus Thanos in a couple of scenes. But all of the Avengers versus Thanos, I think that's going to be an unbelievable thing in Avengers 4. And I think that's why it makes Avengers 4 possibly have even more potential than Avengers Infinity War. And just a few more tiny little nuggets, like Red Skull popping up. Absolutely loved it. Audible gasp from me. And how using the Infinity Gauntlet for the click almost sort of well, it looked like it was on the way to being destroyed, almost like it was a single use, like that was a single use, and maybe the powers of the stones will be diminishing over the course of the use in the next film, so maybe he'll get weaker and weaker, and perhaps that's part of the reason of how they defeat him next time. But I just thought the film was absolutely sensational. Thank you very much for watching this review. If you enjoyed it and you're new, please click subscribe. I'd really like to see that number go up because I'm superficial like that. And I should say I gave the film 10 out of 10. You can check out my non-spoiler review for a little bit more of the non-specific stuff. So thanks again for watching, and subscribe for more.